Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing today? As you guys come in, let me know where you guys are coming in from. I know I'm a little tiny bit smidgen late, so I apologize. How are we doing today, Winks? It looks like you are the first person here, so I'm sure there's going to be others popping in very, very quickly. So, yeah, and maybe if Jason is ready, we might even have him on. So, yeah, looks like we have Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, guys, it was kind of a crazy day. New York's, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Okay, Pennsylvania. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So, shut I shot Jason a message. So I'm gonna see if he is. So yeah, guys, I was very busy, so I apologize for being so late. But we're gonna see if we're gonna have fun playing Whack a Troll tonight. I hope we don't have to, but yeah, Eastern Tennessee. Yeah, guys, just I mean, there is a lot of people in the Signal group, a lot of different professions. If you guys have a business, you're on the Signal platform, reach out to me because if you guys own a business, we want to make sure people, if you're financial advisors, whatever, we want to let people know, and we want to make sure that it's advertised. And if we need to put it up in the on the website, we can. That way, people can get services or whatever from people that actually support you or support Patreon. So, South Carolina, another New Yorker, send them to the block party. Western North Carolina, Tennessee. Man, we have quite a few North Carolinians. Cuomo's on his way out. Yeah, I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later. But I'm just kind of waiting for a little bit more people and to see if Jason responds to me. It looks like we have Ohio in the house. So, yeah, guys, I from the bottom of my heart want to thank everybody for showing up because I am late and I I know everybody's like we know you have a life outside of this. Yes, I do. I have a business that I have to run. Unfortunately, I wish I could make this full time, but I just can't do that. So we have Oklahoma. Yeah, so there's a lot of changes coming over the next couple of days. It is going to be difficult to get on the website, guys. We figured out what the problem was with the connection error, so it's something that we definitely had to. We have to transfer servers again, and yeah, we're trying to get everything working properly the way it's supposed to. So as if you notice the website's down, reach out to me if there's something that you need. We're basically what we're doing is duplicating this over to another server so we don't have the same issues. So, okay. Who all seen that Gab was down today? A lot of people are using scare tactics. They're talking about how everybody's going offline and all this, that, and the other thing. It's a scare tactic. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there that, yeah, Facebook Messenger was even down for part of the day for parts of the country. So, okay, Tracy, what about the podcast? So I reached out to him and I got it all situated. So now that I'm home and actually able to upload, I will get everything over the past 84, 96 hours or whatever it's been. I'll get all that stuff uploaded because I apologize. There was something going on with the podcast platform. It was not allowing me to upload them. So as soon as that's done, we'll get everything uploaded for you. So, yep, we'll get all that stuff taken care of. So it looks like we have another South Dakotan in the house, or as he would put it, South Dakota. And he's probably laughing right now, but growing pains, it will work. Yeah, guys, there's so much stuff going on. I did do a lot more talking in regards to syndication. We're looking at a couple months down the road before it actually takes place. As we get along the process, I'll fill you guys in as it comes up. So, yeah, we do have a whole house to fill and take care of. So, yeah, sole provider. That's the way it goes. Hello from Hollywood. Wowzers. You know, now you're starting to talk my language. Anybody that knows my past, I was actually born in Lancaster, California, and my biological family, my father, that's where he was from, is Hollywood. So you'll be your Speaker of the House. Oh boy, do you? Okay, guys, I'm waiting to hear from Jason to see if he's able to jump on, but as soon as I hear from him, I'll bring him in. But I did come across a couple of news articles I'm going to go through real quick, and I know that's everything that people wanted to see, right? I'm just kidding. Okay. How you doing, Lily girl? Welcome. I know your hubby's probably sitting right next to you watching, and you guys are getting ready to take your time together, and good for you guys. I'm glad you're able to do it. So, but we're gonna launch into this. Epic Times. You guys know how much I like to use Epic Times. Everybody was talking about a picture on the Signal platform the other day, and they were talking about how the Suburban had two lighted tint on the windows. Well, he didn't take his normal Suburban that he uses. He was provided one from the FBI field office, according to some people I talked to today, which is why the windows and everything were slightly more visible. So it was Trump in New York City where that picture was taken. He was in an FBI Suburban, not the normal Suburban that he would use that's armored and all that. So just so everybody knows that picture that's been floating around from a couple days ago, it was actually legitimate. I was questioning it myself, but I thought, you know what, if I can verify it and I can speak about it, I'm going to. So, yeah, so you thought it wasn't real because of the windows, yeah, but due to some of the logistics issues, they didn't have the Beast or his armored Suburban up there, so they used one from the FBI field office. Most of the other Suburbans and the stuff that he usually rides in, those are Cadillacs, those are Escalades. So they're not usually GM products. Okay, the Snowden Smurf video. Okay, there's a lot of stuff floating around about the Smurfs. Did he is what he said accurate? Yes, and there's not even a shadow of doubt. The feds and the NSA and the CIA have already talked about it. They've already said as much. It's been declassed because when Snowden leaked it originally, it actually became part of the WikiLeaks leaks. So anybody that wants to see that, if you go over to WikiLeaks, it's up there. He has a business in New York. Wonder what? Well, Trump Enterprises, Trump Incorporated, is actually based in New York City. They actually have a whole bunch of stuff that's based in New York City. And at least once a quarter, somebody has to attend to those businesses. So Eric Trump is the executive of the Trump organization, but now that Dad's out of office, he is reassuming and reasserting control over the companies. So there's no way he's out in any way, shape, or form. A lot of what's going to happen, you, American the America First Coalition, they're launching the America First Coalition, which is going to be a super PAC, and they can raise unlimited amount of funds with no ceiling. Basically, super PACs, there's so much a super PAC can do without violating campaign finance laws. They can literally raise. So when the RNC was using Trump's name, they were actually raising anywhere from 75 to 175 million dollars, and that's based off of what they're able to do. Your super PAC were raising over $1 billion combined using Trump's name. Now the America First super PAC will be Trump's, and he basically said no more. You guys, the RNC can't use his name, and the other super PACs, they can't use his name because he's launching his own, and it's going to compete against all of them. And I think he's going to blow them out of the water. What does that mean for, say, the America First agenda? Well, it means that we can spend he can spend whatever it takes to get somebody elected. So you are going to see absolutely you're going to see some of the most expensive campaigns in state histories, like Alaska. Senator Murkowski from Alaska, I believe, yeah, it's Murkowski from Alaska. She is absolutely going to be outspent and outstripped each and every single time in her primaries, and she knows she's a target. So I see a whole bunch of stuff coming with that, and guys, there's a whole bunch of us that are there's a whole bunch of us that are looking for this, but and I know for us, anybody that is truly looking at taking action and being able to move that ship down the road and actually take back our country, we still have to attain the positions of power. You have mayor races, you have state county seat races, you have state races. All of these races start here. Primary season has already started. Is your name on the ballot, or is there somebody that is espousing the America First agendas? If there is, we need to figure out a way to we back them 100%. Find out, see if they're fake or real. If they're just saying, yeah, we support. If they're a Lindsey Graham, I wouldn't worry about it. But if they actually support the America First agenda wholeheartedly, and you can see who does, just go to their Facebook page, and you'll know real quick, because people only post what they actually believe in. So, okay. The Smurf video is creepy. Yeah, welcome, Jason.
Sorry, guys. Had to choke down food. Do a dual exhaust on the truck. It's fun times.
But, yeah, I'm just going. So.
All right, so what I miss?
Oh, not a whole lot. We're just discussing the super PAC that Trump set up, the America First super PAC.
He's the man.
What it actually gives him the ability to do.
He is absolutely the man. You know, the more he supports people, the more he backs people, the more we really see what's going on with everybody who is America First, who is fighting for the American citizen.
And guys, I'm gonna bring something up briefly because I caught it earlier, and I want people to understand something. And I talked to Jason about this probably around noon when I got the message, and I'm gonna be crystal clear. Absolutely no one that works with me is ever going to advocate violence. Period. Full stop. Anybody, and I mean anybody that is on the Signal platform, Telegram, whatever, if there is ever an advocation of violence, gone that fast.
Absolutely agree.
That is a one thing. Guys, there will be a time and a place for things like that. We are neither at the time nor are we at the place. You guys have your advocacy. You still have a voice. You still have we still have the ability to free speech and gather and petition our government. We have not lost hope. So I got a message today that disturbed the living snot out of me. And it drove me absolutely bonkers because somebody was using a speech from Ronald Reagan, where Ronald Reagan at the very end basically says, now is the time to take up arms or we will lose our country.
Right.
That part was left off, but the rest building up to it was part of a message that got sent. And knowing what I know, it is a very dangerous road to go down. And that is the only thing that I will tell you straight up. Uh, I don't, I don't censor people. I don't do any of that. But if I hear or even see violent messages that contain the violence or a call to violence, you'll be gone. And it's just full stop. I will not tolerate that. So I wanted people to know that very, very clearly. I advocate for getting out and peacefully protesting, going out and talking to your congresspeople, writing your congresspeople, doing radio, whatever it takes to get the voice out. I advocate for that. But to go out there and commit acts of violence or call for acts of violence, that is unacceptable.
Correct.
And I think Jason, I speak for Jason as well.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, we all went through a young part of our lives, and anybody who really knows me in real life, I was a young punk at one point. All right, listen, as adults, functioning adults, I don't think we're ever going to have a time where we need to combine as a group to have any violence at all. I think that the government will take care of that for us. And if it's not the government, it'll be the military. I don't think that anytime we will ever have that.
Group like the Proud Boys would be advocating for things like that, right, Shane? I'm going to just throw it up there. Guys, originally the Proud, and this is not me endorsing the Proud Boys or anything like that. The Proud Boys originally started off as a decent organization. Can I speak of them now? No. I don't know their philosophies. I don't know nothing about them. Aside from the fact that they started out as a very peaceable group. So, but
now, Rennie, are you talking about the video of him coming into New York?
No, I understand, Marini. A statement like that, there is people that want him gone. It's just flat out, plain and simple.
Right. But I think he had one of the beasts with him.
No, he didn't. It was an FBI field office vehicle.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So.
But no, he's definitely one that needs to be in a beast.
Yeah, there is a whole bunch of there is other groups, and I'm not going to name who they are because I don't need to give them airtime, but there is other groups that are advocating for violence, and I will not, under no way, shape, or form will I ever advocate that.
DSL, that's what I have installed in my kids. That time is nowhere near here, though.
If you see military veterans, guys who have been on the front lines of a battlefield, who have fought in Fallujah, who have died, or who have fought over in Afghanistan and Iraq, if you see them start to rise, then something's wrong. But the guys that I know in the military, they say we're not even close to that time. People don't know what it means to actually fight a war. They have never actually, most people have not even been to war. You realize that the military, people who have joined the military, only 10% of our country has ever been in the military.
And out of that 10%, I would say probably
only 3 or 4% of that 10% have actually been on the battlefield.
Right.
So there's a if
And that
you're
number's dropping.
yeah if you hear people calling for violence or saying that a revolution needs to happen, guys, you don't know what it's like to pull a trigger and take the life of another human being. You don't want to wish that upon yourself or your children or your grandchildren. Nobody ever wants to do that.
Yep. It's a heck of a toll on your mental and emotional stability. No, swing south, you're 100% right, is definitely nowhere near the same. So, what else have I missed, Shane?
No, that I mean, I pretty much covered what you missed. I started like literally 5 minutes before you start game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, guys, that I literally wanted to when that video came out and the way it was worded and the way it was put together, I I wanted to nip that in the bud before it got any bigger than it already was. And the longer I thought about it, the more angry I got. And I don't like being an angry person. I don't want to be an angry person, but certain things set me off, and that's one of them. But yeah, we discussed a few different things today between Jason and I. I'll let Jason kind of go over a little bit of it.
Why did I get an Andy's candy in my mouth to try and get my breath all nice and fresh for everybody?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize fresh breath these guys were waiting for because the last time I checked, they're on the other side of the video camera.
Yeah, well, politeness counts for something. Shane and I talked today. The conversation of silver got brought up. No, I had my wife made some burritos. So I had an Andy's candy sitting on my desk. Anyway, the conversation of silver came up. And Shane and I wanted to run over everything. Kat, you didn't miss a lot other than no violence. Ever. And explain to you guys the different levels of value for silver. All right. We don't know if everybody knows it or not. And we keep advocating everyone, if you happen to have some extra money, put it into silver because silver values are going to go up. There is, starting with at the bottom, there's scrap silver. Okay. And what that is if you take a silver chain that you have and you go to a pawn shop, you go to a jeweler that wants to pay you money for it, you'll get a scrap price. And that scrap price is usually a discount of about 30% off of current value of let me put it this way, off the current value of the per ounce value. Okay. So what'll happen is you'll take the necklace or the chain in, they'll weigh it, they'll prove that it's, pure gold or pure silver. They'll take today's weight or today's value per ounce and then offer you about a 30% discount. That's a little negotiable, but more often than not, that's how that works. Now, unless you own one of these facilities, you really don't get the ability to buy it like that. The next value is actually buying silver. Okay. And what I mean by that is you can go buy 1 ounce bars of silver. You can go and buy coins. You can go and buy different things. Okay. That is usually about 10 to 15% over market value. And Proud Patriots throwing up a company right now, and they're a pretty good company. So what do I mean by over market value? So you can log in or go and check at any point in time what silver is per ounce. That pure per ounce weight, which right now is about $26 per ounce, you would then up it anywhere between 20-25% and be able to purchase raw silver. Okay. Then you have decorative silver. That's what Proud Patriot's talking about right now. And what that is it would be pure silver, but it would be stamped. And it would be stamped in a decorative form, i.e. a Trump coin. Okay. And those are a little bit more money. Okay. Those are probably about 25 to 30% over actual going rate for silver. And then there's the final one, and that is silver nugget. So what do I mean by a silver nugget? So if you had a 4 or 5 ounce silver nugget and you had it sitting in your hand, so let's say 4 ounces, just for simple math, it's $100. Well, in reality, because it's a pure nugget, it has more value, and you can move up in value with that because it's raw. So be careful where you go, what you do, and how you purchase it, because you need to watch what your value is versus what you have now. Now, what Proud Patriot's showing here is definitely a collectible thing. Okay. I have some Twin Tower ones, and I've got some other things. They're definitely collectible, but for the near future, they're not going to increase in value as a collector's item. They will increase in value based on weight, but not necessarily as in a collector's edition. Okay. So be careful what you do by how you buy it and everything else. And guys, I'm telling you, if you're in any kind of metropolitan area, go to a pawn shop and see what you can find on raw silver. Mom, I don't know why I mess your name up every single time I say it. Mom G2. I would never tell you to put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Always diversify. Guys, again, I'm going to go back to the soap in the mouth thing. I've got a couple of dollars in cryptocurrency. I've got money in silver. I've got money, cash money sitting in a safe. I've got, money in the bank. I've got 401k. I've got life insurance policies, blah, 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 blah. But the one thing in the whole thing is I'm spread out. Okay. I don't focus on one thing. And that's really where your saving grace is going to be. All right. I have just the basic of the basic. I have Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And I literally, guys, I have $40 involved. I wanted to dip my toes in just to see what it'll do. And I figured, you know what, $40 between the two of them, I'm not going to, if I lose it all, I don't care. All right. I'm not advocating crypto because crypto is very, very, very volatile. I've had it for 2 months now, and I have watched it go, my $40 go from $30.50 all the way up to right now it's like 47 and change. So and it changes literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So be careful what you do and how you do it. Just answered that one. What if you don't have money to invest due to being unemployed? I will be 100% honest with you guys. I just came off 7 months of being unemployed. I lost my job in June or July and started again in January. It took me a while to get caught up, but I focused on what I have to worry about in the immediate future, and that is making sure there's a roof over my head. I have a set of wheels to get to and from or wherever I need to get to and from, and there's food on the table. Anything above and beyond that is bonus. And if you're on a fixed budget like that, don't put your money anywhere. Just keep your money with you. You never know what emergencies are going to come up.
And guys, when you're unemployed, here's something that I always tell people, because before I was a business owner, before I got into doing this and running my own business and all that stuff, so I literally scraped myself out of $120,000 worth of debt, working minimum wage jobs, squirreling away money, and just little tiny bits and pieces here and there. I had a Robinhood account. I started out with $10 and grew that to $100. Took 90 of it out. Started out again with 10. Grew it back up to $100. And I literally just traded just small trades here and there. So I never put a whole lot of money in. But every day I would trade in and out, in and out, in and out, and I'd watch. And I only put in $10, and I grew that, took that money out, went back. Every time I'd reset, I would set back to $10, and I would just build it back up, take the money out. Pretty soon I was doing that often enough. Like every week I was making an extra 90 to anywhere from 90 to 180 bucks every week. But I was just keeping that, and if I had to pay bills, I paid them with that money instead of taking away from my job.
Right.
And if I didn't have bills to pay with that, then eventually after 3 or 4 months, I took that money and I made some bigger purchases. So I went from just getting up to the $20 stocks or whatever, or up to the $10 stock limit. I would go and keep trading. I put more money into it so I could get more stock, and the money started growing faster. And I set instead of $100, I would set a $300 limit, and I just build it up. And if you watch the stock markets, if you watch everything that's going on, pay attention to the news, pay attention to what the president says, and by doing so, you should be able to make fairly informed decisions. Is this financial advice from a licensed financial advisor? No. I do not take what I'm saying as advice. You have to do what is comfortable to you. And guys, don't put your life savings into it, because guess what? If something happens and you lose it, I don't want to be responsible for you.
So I need to make sure I bring up a quick point. If you are unemployed, at least here in Illinois, all right, you can earn. So let's say your unemployment is $400 a week. You can earn up to half of that amount working and still claim unemployment. So if you're not in a position where you have to be at home or you're disabled or whatever it happens to be, pick yourself up a greeter job at Walmart or, whatever it happens to be. And you can build up your own savings quickly. It'll help. Trust me, it'll help. Work with your loan companies, your mortgage company, all kinds of different things. There's a lot of different things that you can do to help get yourself set up. Mom, I thought I heard before the election someone said Biden was going to something with our 401ks. I haven't heard anything about it, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm not always the number one person to get that. Bitcoin, I think I covered that one. Joe Glynn, I'm going to try silver. Good call, because listen, guys, you buy an ounce of silver for your kids right now, it could very, very easily very easily double, triple in price by the time your kids get 18, 20 years old, or whatever age it happens to be, and give them, a couple bucks for whatever it happens to be.
What's the best company to use? Guys, the companies are a dime a dozen. Robinhood, I can share the link to Robinhood in the Signal platform. If people want to get started with Robinhood and want to understand how Robinhood works, there's no fees, there's no trading fees, anything like that. I'll share a link over there for you guys in just a second. So I was a beginner. I'm not anything special, but I want people to understand that investment takes risk, and it is risky. If you can't afford to take a loss, do not do it, because it can put it could compound your financial hardship. So you don't want to do that.
Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you very simple. Whatever you want to invest, it's like gambling at the casino with. You walk in with the casino with $50, you're willing to give that $50 away. Yes, basically that was a daddy don't. My son was aggravating my dog. You have to be willing to give that money away. Whatever the money is that you're going to invest, you have to be willing to give it. Set it on fire. Whatever it happens to be, for it not to be in your hands anymore. Once you can make yourself okay with that point, then pick a dollar amount that's comfortable for you. Whatever it happens to be. I use Coinbase for the crypto. And I've tried Robinhood. I've tried a bunch of things. Coinbase seems to be the easiest one for me to utilize. Each person is going to have their own experience, their own, things. I don't want to point somebody in the direction of anything else.
And I mean, quite honestly, the only reason I use Robinhood, guys, is because of the trading and the fact that I can go in and I can put in a little bit of money and I can just play with it. I could do incrementals. I can do all that.
The biggest thing that I found with investing is having a company or an application that I can invest as little as I want when I want. Someone said Acorns. Acorns is not a bad idea. It's actually a good idea because it just rounds your money up. I don't know about you guys. When I put gas in my tank, I hate ending in change. Okay. So I'm constantly trying to round the money up. Well, if I'm doing Acorns, it's going to do it for me.
Do I pick the stocks? Yes, I pick all of my stocks. I go through and I literally watch the stocks daily, so I know what I'm putting in, what I'm getting. I've been doing it for a while. I've learned to study the stocks and understand the trends. And if you are able to understand the trends and you're able to actually figure that kind of stuff out, you'll do really well.
So
Otherwise, I suggest go to your nearest prudential um, financial advisor, or if you use Edward Jones or whatever, they're going to charge you fees, but
it's
they're
a
trying
much
to deal.
more right. It's much more experience, much more sound.
Yeah.
Tracy asks, "What's a good crypto to invest in?" That's the God truth, Tracy. Um, there is not a single crypto that is stable right now. I have literally watched um, uh, Bitcoin in the 2.5 months that I've been doing it, go from $40,000 a single coin all the way up to $58,000. So that is a giant swing. So there's nothing that's safe. Like the best thing that's safe is buy savings bonds. All right. That's the only thing that's a guaranteed return. I mean, if you look at what your savings accounts are, you're getting 0.03% in return. That's nothing. So it's guys, listen, I'm not here to give anybody financial advice. All right. I've got my own problems. I've got my own situations. I'm not the best with money management, blah, 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 blah. But what I will tell you is if you are in the ability and in the opportunity to do it, just take a couple of bucks and try it. It's not going to hurt for a couple of dollars if that's what you're willing to do.
And Mandy, you're absolutely right. That's why if you, guys, I just tell people if I'm not going to give financial advice because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. If you want somebody who's licensed and knows what they're doing, find somebody in your local area, talk to them, and see what they're get their knowledge. So,
I read what Snave just said.
yeah,
That's safe to say it on air on the stream or
yeah.
not, but it was funny.
I can't discuss it with the FCC.
It
But
is funny though.
yeah, it is. But
So guys, listen, I will actually pull up my coin, all right, and show you guys. So let's see, will it show? That's what I own and how it's worked in the last week. Literally. So if you look, it's all over the place. But like I said, I was willing to put in a couple of bucks and see what happens. Okay.
but
For the short term, anybody who isn't, I don't want to say financially sound, but isn't 100% ready to lose money, my personal opinion is go buy silver. By the end of the year, you will probably double your money. Snave, you're right. I agree with you 100%. A lot of those companies in the field that you're referring to are making good money, especially those being traded. It's a very hot commodity right now. But in cases where you're unemployed, okay, if you can stash away a dollar here, a dollar there, 50 cents there, 50 cents there, right? And save it for a month and buy yourself a coin, okay, for 30 bucks. And next month, buy yourself a coin for 30 bucks. Always physical silver, King Me. Always physical silver.
Yeah.
That's NC Patriot. That's where my money is my small amount of money is in Coinbase right now. I haven't tried to pull it yet. I think I'm gonna try pulling a couple dollars out just to see how it works. And then I'll put it right back in. But I want to see what happens. Mom, where do you buy pure silver chunks you mentioned? If you're talking about nuggets, I don't know. I truly don't know that answer. But if you're talking about bars or 1 ounce bars or whatever, you can go online. There's a ton of places. I think the place that Proud Patriot was referring to, I think they sell it there also. I would be very leery on going on Amazon or eBay because you never know what the waste is, what the weights will end up being until you get them home. What other kind of silver is there? You can get, instead of 0.999, you can get 0.995 silver, which is not as pure, and the only way they'll sell it is in bars. But it's definitely cheaper to get yourself involved in or invested in. When King Me, you said that, I had to stop and think about, did I say that? God, please don't tell me I said that.
Hi, Jason.
What? Oh, on the site.
Your picture.
Yeah, it definitely would be something we could write. We could probably write it up by the end of the week and throw it up on the site and share those links.
Yeah, and guys, what I might do is actually embed the stock price or the actual silver price for junk silver and coinage and all that. I might embed that into another page. That way, there's a running. So if people want to go and refer to it, they can pull it up, and there it is.
So, Mickey, sterling is a completely different beast that I don't know a lot about. It's not something that I've done a lot of research in to be able to speak intelligently on that. But I do know I think sterling is the cheapest to get involved in a jewelry sense. So hopefully that helps you guys some. Like I said, guys, find something that you're comfortable with and just throw a couple of bucks at it. If you buy yourself a coffee in the morning, skip a coffee and throw yourself a couple bucks in. So, Joe Glenn, gold is a really hot thing right now. It has legitimately over doubled in price in the last year and a half. I mean, I watch Gold Rush on TV, I'm not going to lie. And they from last year to this year and from the year before to this year, the prices are absolutely skyrocketing on gold. So be very careful, very leery where you go with gold. Thanks, King Me. Appreciate it. Mickey, I have a lot of sterling silver jewelry. Was wondering. So I have heard if you don't want to keep the jewelry, you could take it to a smelter, and have it melted down. So it may do you better being melted down than it is jewelry, if you don't want it. Nurse Noodle, swear jar. Yeah. You know what? That brings up actually a really good point, guys. Listen, you can go to the bank and you can buy the quarter rounds, okay? Quarters and dimes, the ones that come in the sticks. You can get pretty lucky on those and pick up silver coins out of that too. So that and be worth, you've got your money back basically in actual coinage. So, and if anybody's like me, I've got a Hinckley and Schmidt bottle that's got a bunch of coins in it. I run through them every once in a while just to see what I've got and whether or not I've got actually any silver coins. You can find it by some copper and lead. That's going to be valuable. Copper is on the downtrend right now. It shot up. Copper shot up probably 6-7 years ago and got up really, really high. Lead, I don't think lead's going to be very much. Let's see. What about gold jewelry? Same. So, guys, listen. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't want your jewelry, you can take it to a smelter and have it broken down. Okay. If you and make some money off of it. It's worth more money melted down than as jewelry.
Yeah, and if you guys really want to get rid of it and you're going to just throw it away, send it my way. Can we talk about something else, LOL? Yeah, I agree. But we just wanted to make sure that people's questions got answered. But, yeah. Somebody.
I definitely
we're the
sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you, Shane.
Oh, somebody asked if we were the other channel. No, we are definitely a little bit different. We're a little bit more focused.
Shane's better looking.
That guy over there. Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. I was actually starting to get bored with the topic. But everybody was asking questions, so I figured might as well get them all answered.
All right. Shane, you want to throw up a couple of those news articles I threw at you today? Or did you already?
No, I went through one.
Anybody hear about the HR 1 bill that was passed?
The one that was passed through the House, it hasn't made it through the Senate yet?
No. You're talking about the America, I forgot what it's called. The HR 1 voting bill. So remember yesterday, guys, I brought up that Biden did a executive order. King Me, I've got a story about that. Biden did the executive order about the voting. And well, now the Senate and the House put through another one a whole, basically reinforcing it all. Pretty much giving voting rights to everybody.
Where is that?
I'll look it up and I'll send it over to you to post up. It's called HR1. So while Shane's doing that, King Me, do like the big thief thing right now, cutting off catalytic converters off truck. So right before I came in for dinner, which was right before I came live, I'm in the middle of putting a dual exhaust on my son's truck. I'll make this real quick so Shane can pull that up. He actually asked me if he could pull the catalytic converter off his truck for that reason. I'm like, no. We still have to, worry about emissions here. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. As you can tell, and Jason, I'm just bringing it up full screen. As you can tell, guys, it was introduced in the House. It passed the House. It went. So it goes to the Senate. The Senate has to debate on it. And then if the Senate passes, and yes, this is accurate. As soon as the Senate passes it, then it go to the president for a signature. If they can't get the 60 votes, because this would constitute a bill that would have to get 60 votes to pass. It's not a simple majority one, because it comes to a constitutional. There, anytime we're changing election stuff and federalizing stuff, it has to come to a 60 vote threshold. There's not a chance that gets 60 votes.
I don't think you're going to get 10 Republicans to vote for that, personally.
No, Joe Manchin already said that he will vote against this.
Yeah, I think most everybody will. Not to change subjects on you, Shane, and bounce all over the place, which I kind of feel like I'm doing. But Snave asked a question. Do you feel that this is a movie, and do you all think that Trump is going to be our president soon? I think that based on a lot of the news articles that we've been presenting to everyone and a lot of the things that are happening, we are watching the quote unquote movie. Do I think that Trump is going to be our president soon? As much as, guys, I hate to say it, I don't think so. As I want him to be president, but no, I think that we're going to have at least a year and a half with what we have now. So sorry, Shane, I did not mean to shiny thing you, if you understand what that means.
Shiny.
Yeah.
I got a message on my phone, and I am pulling it up because it's important. And a lot of places, this is actually starting to happen. And I absolutely love our governor here in my state. I know how much you love yours. Come on, Jason, you can laugh about that.
Well, did you guys, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard this story outside of Illinoisans, did you know that the Illinois governor removed the toilets from his Wisconsin home so he did not have to pay taxes on it?
So what was he using, little car seats or something?
No, he put in outhouses. You know, the ones that the plastic outhouses?
Porta potties?
Yeah, porta potties. That's how bad my governor is right now.
Yeah, I made it to where they couldn't see us, but guys, check this out. and coming to a state near you.
Except mine.
Well, get some smarter leadership there.
Yeah.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem announced that she will be signing a bill that will ban biological males from competing in women's athletics. The bill, titled Women's Fairness in Sports, passed the Senate with a 2015 vote, which will ban transgender women athletes from participating in women's sports. Awesome.
I
South
agree.
Dakota will be joining a handful of other states that have banned transgender women from participating in women's sports. ACLU of South Dakota strongly opposed the bill, sending advocacy manager to testify against it. But I highly anticipate the liberals pushing this to the Supreme Court. And if they push it to the Supreme Court will uphold. So that's good. That is some morals. Morels. If anybody has morels, let me know, because I actually enjoy eating them. It's morals. I know. I'm making a pun at your expense. I'm sorry. Come on, Jason. Live it up.
You know what? I'm sorry. My son came in here, brought the whole exhaust system that he just cut off his truck into the house.
Oh, fine. But yes.
Sorry, guys. Frustration just set in with my genius 16-year-old. I'm sorry, Shane. I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, oh yeah. You have Greasy Gavin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm glad I don't live in California anymore. I was one of the few lucky ones that was able to escape at 6 months. I was 6 months old when I left California. But I thought you guys gonna your turn coming, huh?
Yeah, you get there. Believe me, you will get there. Your kids will find your tools and start taking stuff apart.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Newsom's very short for the world as far as governor goes. I don't think he's got much left, and hopefully things go right on the revote.
We're funny sometimes. I mean, we look funny all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll just be honest.
Yeah, you know what, Alpha? I don't know if I would take Gershom over Newsom, but I still think I would take Gershom over Newsom. I think Newsom is not all there.
You were a few months old when you escaped Illinois. Jason will feel a few months old when he escapes Illinois too.
Yes.
Wolf, Northam is nuts. Wolf, yeah. You escaped Whitmer. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Whitmer's still hanging in there, to be honest.
Guys, listen. Everybody can go on complaining about something about their governor.
Oh yes.
Except for Florida. And if you're a Democrat, then you got something to complain about. Otherwise, I think everybody's got something they can complain about their governor. You know, and believe me, I could go on for hours about Pritzker. But
we don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah, well, it's the whole thing of, you know, we need to get the right people back in. We need America first. And speaking of which, I just saw, forgive me, guys, I'm going to break away from actually seeing what you're saying for just a second, that Trump just, somebody else now.
Somebody's saying that the flags are half staff.
Hold on. Wind's dead right now. Very hard to see. Let me look at the Capitol real quick. He did crapo 2-3 days ago, but I just saw something come across saying that he endorsed somebody else tonight, I thought.
Give me a second. You looking at his Telegram channel?
Yeah. He hasn't posted since 6:15 Central. I can't get the Capitol feed up, but that doesn't mean anything either. I'm streaming right now. The White House, I can't tell you guys right now. I can't see the flag to know what's up and what's not. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull up an executive order.
Did you share that link for the executive orders?
I thought I did, but
Okay. And did you, Winks, I just saw your comment and I had to do a double take. The one you said, we need America first.
the flag shouldn't be at half staff unless it is ordered by the governor in your state, because there's nothing on the news. I went to the American flag notifications. The last one was at February 22nd, and it was just till the 26th.
Yeah, Winks, you may have been referencing it, but you capitalized the word, and that's what caught my attention.
Oh, sorry about the yawn.
Oh, yeah, Marine is there today. We can't even see Wink's full comment. Can you go back and highlight it? It is 8:25 p.m. Seriously, I turned around and I saw the capital word and I'm like, what? So, yeah, Marines walking back and forth. We're good on that. There's not enough wind to see the flag right now. Sorry about that, guys. I can't validate or not validate it. What were we talking about? Oh, I wanted to bring up something real quick. Shane, I don't know if you shared this or not. Let me share my screen real quick. Did you share this link, FactBase?
No.
So this is Biden's daily calendar. So I will give me a minute. I'll send this to you here in a second. There you go, everybody on Twitch, just in case you want to figure out what in the world's going on. And YouTube. Shane, I will email you that. But just so you guys know what in the world's going on with our wonderful, whatever you want to call them, on a daily basis.
We don't have sticks of dynamite. Sorry. Did you see that? She asked if you could blow it up.
Yeah.
I just said we don't have sticks of dynamite. Sorry. No, I knew what you meant, but
let's see. There you go. Oh, yeah, no. Too much. Stop. There we go. You guys see that better?
Yeah, my old eyes would just be squinting. Just kidding. You know, Jason, I might be a little bit old, and I might actually be blue. What's that?
I think this is his nap time right here. His morning nap.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because this president and vice president received the daily brief. That's like 10 or 15 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. So I think that this is his morning nap time. And then
he calls
here's his afternoon nap. And then he's out of there by 7. Or by 5, excuse me. So you guys all have a link to this. They update it per day, so unfortunately we can't go and search daily what it is.
Oh, he called.
You guys...
Wow.
What's that?
Oh, look at what he did on Sunday or Saturday. I mean, pretty much called the lid on from 9 to 2. He's from probably 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. He's took a nap.
Oh, well, here, if you look, he went back home. He actually jumped on the plane, flew back home until noon yesterday. That makes sense. Our money's being spent really well on the fuel costs. And his climate first agenda, priority, that's awesome. Let's jump on a plane and fly for 17 hours to be home for 17 hours. That's good. A little Metamucil drink in there. I wonder if he has that instead of coffee.
Sure goes back for another nap.
So, and guys, this is just so you understand, when this is put out, okay, this is what people are trying to compare him and Trump together. Trump got paid nothing. And he's literally slept for about 4 hours a night and worked the rest of the time.
Air Force Two is like flying economy. Yeah. Only I think half the plane is more laying down toilet seat.
Well, it's probably another nap time. So
his circleback girl says that's where he lives. That's where his home is.
That's true. That's exactly what she said. You know, Biden was, or not Biden, no, Obama was like this. It was a 9 to 5 for him. No one put more hours and more effort into being a president than Trump did. Seriously. Correct. Dave is 100,000% correct.
But guys, I hope he doesn't get his face diaper. That's fun. I mean, guys, we could almost have comic routine here.
Yeah, this would be, you know, a great stand-up right now. Carolyn 16. So has Biden been on Air Force One yet? So there's two ways to answer that. If you're referring to the jets that are listed as Air Force One fleet, no. However, any plane that POTUS steps on is considered Air Force One. Even if it really is Air Force Two. So hopefully that answers your question.
Guys, I don't like making fun of Joe Biden.
Why? It's so easy.
Because it can be construed as another form of elder abuse.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually against a law to abuse or make fun of people who are being put in harmful situations. He is in a harmful situation, and here we are making fun of him. So,
my mom asked, when's the 60 days up? It's
21st.
There you go. Any airstrikes today?
That one's funny.
Which one?
If he oversleeps during nap time, a silver alert is issued and they find him in the basement.
I saw some B-52s take off and disappear off radar, so I can't tell you. I haven't seen them back yet. And I haven't seen any announcements saying that they did any bombings. However, if you guys saw on Signal yesterday, I posted a news story right after we got off the phone or off of live last night where the defense secretary said we were going to have retaliation.
Yeah, it is true. I stand corrected, Nurse Noodle. It's only against the law if you're caring for the person, and I don't think I'd want to get anywhere close to that behind to even change that diaper.
No. Why was a helicopter hovering over the White House? When was this, Alpha?
There was earlier.
Today?
Yeah.
Today or tonight?
It was tonight, just before we went live. Probably 15, 20 minutes before we went live.
Okay. Let me look into it and see if I can figure anything out.
If you go on the Signal, there's a couple of videos.
Circle back.
Yeah. We'll circle back on that one.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm literally compiling how many times she said, "I'll circle back to you," since Joe Biden took office. Right? So I have literally counted each and every single time that she does a press conference. She has said it over 1,700 times.
I want to know how many she said. For a public speaker,
and the circle backs. I think you got a comic routine. Yeah. I'll circle back. I'll circle back. But yeah,
I will So Winks, I've been seeing helicopters do passes around the White House, but I have not seen up hovering over it. Alpha, I'll take a look at some point tonight and see what's going on and see what was said. I can't necessarily answer the question right now.
She's really dizzy. She spent her whole life being dizzy. I mean, sometimes the question whether or not she's sober or even competent enough to be a press secretary.
Yes.
But that's just my own personal opinion.
Snave, if that became a true game, we would be in the hospital having our stomachs pumped.
Hey, man, if it became a drinking game, nobody would be able to last for 15 minutes.
No.
I think in 15 minutes she probably says about or I'll circle back. So
Alpha, red girl bad.
yeah. Yeah, so guys, we actually really appreciate each and every single one of you guys coming. We've been maintaining a steady, pretty close to 50 every single night, and it really goes to show you guys, or goes to show us that what we're doing is appreciative, or people actually appreciate us doing this. And guys, I know building the website out has been a slow process. I'm aware of that. We are trying to get it fixed. We're trying to get it corrected. And as soon as we have that corrected, then we will make sure everybody knows about it. But where do we go from here? What do we do? Where do we move and go on and do? What are we supposed to do as patriots, as people who want to see change happen? What are we going to do?
King, the best way to answer that without having video photo proof would be to speculate. And I don't necessarily want to speculate because it can throw a lot of things into a tizzy. We should be the way that things work with defense, government, media. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, we will have actual responses on it.
But guys, you guys know each and every single day I advocate for people actually getting out there and talking to your neighbors, talking to your friends, talking to your family, people that may have just an ounce of common sense. You share this with them. Tell them, hey, we've found some guys who, yeah, they're Trump supporters. They make a lot of sense, but they're down to earth and they're real. When there's a reality check for people, people see that people are real, and people see that there's actual concern for our country. JFK famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you; ask what you can do for your country." And guys, you guys have a platform. You guys have a way of getting your voice out. So with that, we're gonna wrap this night up. You guys have your pen and a microphone. Use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless the United States of America. God bless you, Patriots, and good night.